Well, I'm on the ridge I want to be on, south-facing ridge with just a bunch of short, small pines, slightly open. The bigger bulls like to be on these south slopes. So it's about the middle of April, so a lot of the bigger bulls, they've already gone, up into their summer range. So I've been way up over there and crossed that mountain over there that's covered in about 2-3 feet of snow, and I finally cut some tracks that were leading along this ridge. So hopefully one of their sheds is on here. I'm gonna grit it pretty hard and see what I can find. Alright, well, we've got a shed. I can see it about 30 yards away. Let's take a look at it. Not even 30-40 minutes into the hike, we got a nice brown 6-point. That's awesome. It's got to be one of those bulls. Got a nice thick 4. Yeah, just a beautiful 6. Alright, coming up on shed number 2. Just same hill, gritting back and forth. It's not really worth even keeping. 6-point, but he's a real beater. I mean, he's super old. It's got almost all eaten out in the 4th. So it's almost hollow. I don't really know if that's worth keeping, but I'll just mark the spot with my GPS, and if I don't find another one, I might pick it up, but it's only been about 20 minutes, so it looks like this is a pretty good spot. So, and finding an old one like that's a 6, that's always a good sign. That means, not a lot of people have been in here. There's probably plenty more whites. That's what you get when you're 8-9 miles back in. Gritted the area, didn't have much luck. That was on the other side of that ridge. So across this ridge, and all the country in front of me just looks amazing. So I ditched my backpack up there, and I got to a point here to start glassing. And you know those times when we've glassed hours and hours before and never seen anything, and then there's those times where you stick your binoculars up and boom. That's exactly what happened. I just stuck my binoculars up and spotted a brown right in this basin down here. So I'm probably gonna glass a little bit longer down in these other basins. See if I can find another one before I go and get that one, but at least we've got one. I don't have it in my hands yet, but I know it'll be in the truck when I go home, so gonna be a good one. It's just crazy how you're up there and it looks like the shed's in a big wide open area. Then you get down here and it's just thick sagebrush, pinyon. And I've been gritting this for a while, and I'm coming right around this tree, boom, right there, right in front of me. Decent looking 6. Another brown. All gave it all we got. I'm really far away, and I've got some steep walking to do, and I'm far enough away and the terrain's enough where I'm hoping that I'll make it back before sunset, so I might get lucky walking into one, but I think that's it for today. So, headed back to camp. Well, finally made it back to camp. I'm just gonna let my pants dry out and should be dry in about a half hour. So while that's drying, I'm gonna make some water, then make some dinner, and if I still have a little bit of time, I might move camp. I've still got about 2 hours of daylight, so if I've got about an hour left, I'll see how far I could get down this ridge, out of all this snow, see if I could find another spot. Okay, so unfortunately I ran out of camera. It is now, let's see, a couple days after the last day you saw me on film. I've already been back home, showered, shaved, everything like that. It's kind of a bummer as I did find a couple more in the following days. So quickly let's go over what you guys did see on camera. First one I found was very nice 6. Yeah, so the next one was the one that I glassed up, just a basic 6-point. And then I was filming all the stuff that didn't matter, like eating and stuff like that, and my battery went out. And the next day I decided to backpack somewhere else. And by about 9 o'clock I was able to start gridding the new areas I wanted to grid. Went hours and hours and hours that day, and finally stumbled upon this guy. Just a very young bull. I don't even know if it's a match. They're laying pretty much side by side, really close to each other. Who knows, with the growing of a young bull, they could be very off. Could be 2 of the same bulls hanging out with each other, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. You know, not what you'd expect, but you know, you can't be that greedy all the time. So that's a fun little set that I found, and that was it for that day. You know, walked through that same area trying to find more small raghorns. You know, I was seeing sparse sign, but nothing for the rest of that day. So I decided to just stay there for the night, and the next morning I decided to go in a different direction, more towards the first sheds that I found. And only made it a half day. I did have quite a bit of homework to do, so it was a Sunday. You know, I wanted to be home at a reasonable time. And lucky enough, in my first couple hours of walking, minus the white, I'd say he's my best shed of the trip. He's a very Very nice. It would have been a 7-point. Let me show you. Right here is this big split, and you could see how it would have fanned into another small point right there. So this one also makes it for the trip. I like them both of the big 6s equally. And I'll tell you, if you get discouraged and you're not finding big antlers, if you're finding small antlers, go deeper in, go into the gnarlier stuff. This one was also found in the timber. It's about a year old, and as you can see, it's still pretty dark because of being in the timber. So focus you're looking on where most people won't look. And you know, I've been doing this spring for already over 100 miles, and this has been my best trip so far. So you can imagine, to get the nice 6s, you need to put in the miles. So that's it for this shed hunt.